All right, I have officially finished The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. Let's talk about it. This book was awesome. I loved it. It's so good. Honestly, probably my second favorite novel of his, I think. Well, hold on. Third favorite, because I'm going to put Secret History in the novel section. Although Secret History doesn't feel like its own kind of thing. It's like an addendum to it. Beside the point. I love this. It's second only behind, oh my God. I'm leaving all that in. Secret History is its own thing, so I'm not counting it. It's my second favorite novel I have read, like standalone, behind Edge Dancer. And the reason I love Edge Dancer is because of how much I love Lift. If I didn't love Lift as much as I did, this would probably be my favorite standalone so far. It was so good. It was a bit of a different experience because, I spent a good portion of the beginning trying to figure out who Nomad was. And I was pretty certain early on, but then some of you guys gaslit me pretty effectively and made me doubt myself. But it worked out. This was cool. I loved the whole kind of basis around the sun and their investiture in the core, and between the core and the sun is what kind of cooked everything, and the sun hearts and the cinder hearts and the cinder king. Everything about it I just thought was so cool. And then he's like building ships and they're flying away and there's raiders and you're trying to outrun the sun. This book was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It's really sad, the fact that Sigzil, one of Bridge 4 is by himself on the run, apparently for decades, which is crazy. And he's on his own. Like, Bridge 4 should not be alone, And also, he's like really going through it this whole book with stuff that, like, I don't know, if Kaladin was around, he could, give him a little bit of therapy and like help him out. But he can't because he's on his own. And he's like world hopping and he's like quick. And the Night Brigade. The Night Brigade sounds absolutely terrifying. Like, yeah, I said it in kind of like my last video of this is like, where do they fit into all that? Who are they working for? Like, what's their goal? Because they mentioned, like, they're after the Dawn Shard, clearly. And they want Sigzil so they can use him to get to the Dawn Shard. But why do they want the Dawn Shard? Adonalsium's already gone. So I'm very interested to see if, like, the Night Brigade becomes this kind of bigger problem within the Cosmere. But then also, you got all the stuff that happened in Wind and Truth. And how does that play into all of this? And also the Ghost Bloods and, like, the stuff at the end of Era 2. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening on the big macro scale. And I'm very interested to see where it kind of comes in, how it comes into play. But, no, this book was so good. It was also cool because it was the most space age, modern. Like, Era 2 was pretty modern in the fact that we have, like, guns and cars and stuff. But this felt very different, and one of the things that, a lot of people have mentioned with, like, Era 3 is that it's going to be, in the 80s, and we're going to keep getting more modern, ultimately leading to, like, sci-fi, essentially. And my initial reaction was like, oh, Mistborn sci-fi, I don't know. But just having, because my whole thing is, like, how is Allomancy going to play into this? Because that's the coolest magic system, in my opinion. And so, I was wondering how Allomancy is going to come into play in, like, a futuristic setting. And even something as small as that Scadrian science lady pushing Sigzil back by his belt buckle. I was like, oh, cool. Okay, that's how it goes. So it's still a part of it. It still works. You know what I mean? Not that it wouldn't work, but I just wasn't sure how he was going to do it. But I thought this was cool. The end note was neat, that he was like, I wanted to give back to, like, the people who bring life to my stories, because he wrote, Tress for his wife and Yumi for his wife, and he was like trying things as an author for these secret novels. But the Sunlit Man was cool. I really, really enjoyed this. But now that that's done, next up, Tress of the Emerald Sea. I'm so excited for this. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I think it's going to be really cool. So yeah, next up, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Sunlit Man, 2 thumbs up.